doing, St. Lucia. It's been a while since we've done a live on Helen television. I know it was carnival time. People were jumping up and doing all this stuff. Marjorie Miller, blessings, Honorable, from St. Bart's. Give thanks for live greetings to the Honorable by this guy 25. Give thanks for the blessings. And this evening, we're just going to refocus, upon some of the wonderful things that we have been doing, because our previous program, we looked at the Dewormer, and we spoke about the significance of the whole aspect. When we were doing our previous live, we spent the whole live discussing about the dewormer and the importance of basically consuming the dewormer and removing parasites from the physical structure. And the reason why I did that program was because I was dealing with someone who, in your pussycat, you are deworming all these animals that's around you. It is very significant that you take a time out and deworm yourself and your children, because the quantity of parasites that we are exposed to, even as I came on that table here and I'm resting on this table, you don't know, well, somebody could have just used the washroom, they could have gone free up, and after they free up, they never actually wash their hands properly, and some people got on their hands, and after they did that, and they just rub their hands on the table, and then you come and, so I have to just make sure I disinfect my hands, specifically. Make sure that I kill whatever parasites and things that's on the table here. So even if you touch different areas, you go to public bathrooms, you touch the taps to wash your hand, you touch the toilet paper roll just to put out the toilet paper. All these different things do expose you to plenty of parasites, right? Tapeworm, lungworm, hookworm, plenty of different parasites are actually outside there. And the fact that people are eating so many dead animals, people are eating so much flesh, so much pork, so much beef, so much chicken, so much, even the fish have so many parasites in it. So we focus primarily, right? We focus on that primarily to help people to understand the significance of just taking a time out to remove parasites from their physical structure. So the same way that you have a dog and you have to deworm the dog every 3 months. So if you deworm your dog every 3 months, and most times dogs eat almost the same thing like them. Like here in St. Lucia, people would eat the flesh and they'd give the dogs the bones. So if it is that you eat the flesh and then you chew on the bones and then you give the dog just the gravy, and the crushed bones, that means that most of the parasites that the dogs would have gotten, you'd have gotten it also. And even more than that, because you are actually eating more flesh than you are actually giving the dogs. So the same way that it is, yes, salute from Brazil, give thanks, Grovito from Brazil, heart of love. So the same way that it is that we are dealing with the dogs, and we are dealing with the pussycat, and we're dealing with the pigs, and we are cleansing and purging them, the same way it is imperative that as man that you actually deworm yourself, remove parasites from your physical structure. Because worms are intelligent beings. They're not just like stupid, like people who just believe that it's just a stupid animal and it's just there and they have no sense. So the worms know exactly how to make you spread them. And as we said previously, the worms are so devious that they will come to around the entry of the anus, lay the eggs around the entry of the anus, and after they've laid the eggs around the entry of the anus, right, that will cause an itching sensation. So while your anus is itching, right, you scratch it with your fingers, then you take your hands and then you go and shake somebody's hands, or you go and touch something somebody else touched, and you actually spread the larva of that worm, and then you get infected. You put your finger in your nose or in your mouth, and worms don't only affect your digestive system and digestive tract. Worms also affect. You have lungworm, you have worms in the eyes, you have worms that actually the larva get into the bloodstream, that they literally have to pull it out of your leg, out of your arm, right, out of the sclera of your eyes. Worm actually sometimes come out of your nostrils, right, just because your physical structure is just laden with parasites. So it is very important to take a time out. Take a time out, cleanse out your system, take a time out, drink some bitters, take some time out, understand the significance of just being healthy, You know, when you actually take that time out, you invest in yourself, understanding the significance. Supposed to be eating healthy. Why is it supposed to be doing certain things? At the end of the day, you'll be protecting yourself from these wicked and evil parasites. So sometimes you might be eating a big plate of food, and 3/4 of the plate you eat, it's eaten by parasites. You know, so then they suck on your blood. Right, that's why most people with parasitic infections, worm infections, these people they also are anemic. You know, so when you might think it's some big disease and some big thing you have, it's just that your guts is just filled with worms. And we showed a video on one of our programs whereby they had to cut open the intestines because the worm formed like a bolus, right? A bolus, right? And it was blocking the intestinal path until they had to cut the intestines and to actually pull out the hundreds and thousands of worms that actually was engulfed in this person's intestinal tract. So the dewormer, right? We do have the dewormer, so definitely you have to get this to activate yourself. Make sure you cleanse out yourself. You know, and you know that Carnival just finished. You know, in St. Lucia, in Antigua, in Trinidad, in Jamaica or Barbados. You know, everywhere people are jumping and carnivaling. You know, so at the end of the day, you know, well, you know, we are in a period of pandemic or pandemic, whatever people call it, but definitely people are indeed getting sick. You know, so make sure you boost up your immune system, right, to actually be able to repel infections and diseases. So we give thanks for all those people definitely who are with us this evening, and this evening we're going to have a very open mic program, as it is that we are going to be giving you the opportunity to ask questions, because most times when we have a particular topic, people are not able to ask very specific questions. So tonight, yes, John Thomas, bless up, we are giving you the opportunity to ask specific questions. Whatever questions you want to type on Instagram or you want to type on YouTube, we'll answer your questions specifically. So it's not like the other nights where you have a particular topic and we only take questions on that topic. You know, so we could actually open up the line so the people in St. Lucia also, so we could put out the number for our people so the people could know the number that they have to call, as we are indeed going to have an open mic forum with our people, so they could call, ask the question that they want to ask, and we'll give them an answer. Okay, so we must understand that the digestive system, you know, the small intestine alone, right? The small intestine alone is actually 22 feet long. You know, the small intestines alone are actually over 22 feet long. All right, so that means that I am about 6 feet tall, 5'11", 6 feet, right? And 3 of my height plus 2 more feet is what is the length of the small intestine. That's just the small intestines. And then the large intestines, right, is almost the same length of your small intestines. So you are talking about this tube, this channel, or that's extremely long within your gastrointestinal tract. The small intestines and the large intestines extremely long, right, pathways, right? And that is sometimes you have worms that start from the small intestines and they go through the entire length of the small intestines. So you have worms over 22 feet long. A worm that you could actually, you know how tall a basketball hoop is? So you have 2 basketball hoops, bam, 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 you know, plus 2 more feet. You have worms that are actually that long that live within your digestive tract. So it is very important that you deworm yourself, you cleanse out yourself, you keep your immune system firm and steady. So it's an open mic night. So the numbers are on the board, and on the right here, and the numbers are basically on your screens. So you are free to give us a call right now. Let us know exactly what the questions that you might be having this evening. So most times people ask all kind of questions. I mean, tonight is the night, right? So go ahead, ask your question. And please follow me. Give thanks, Honorable Empress. How is the eye doing? Yes, so ask your questions and I will give you an answer. And this is the answer. Okay, so we have the answer, which is our immune system booster, and the answer contains gully root, soursop root, vervine, periwinkle, hemp seeds, inorganic barley alcohol. This basically is a tincture that was actually, created just to boost up the immune system. Can children take this product? Of course. All of our children take the dewormer. So it's just that if your child is on the, let's say, on the 12, so you have to give them about 10 drops. If your child is like a baby, like a 3-year-old, you give them about 3 drops in half a glass of water. So children can actually take both the answer and the dewormer, right? Yes, so you ordered the answer and dewormer. Of course, you could give it to both your 8-year-old child. You could give it to your 8-year-old child. I missed the start of the program. How many times per day do you take the dewormer, and how many times per year should you deworm? You take the dewormer in 7-day cycles, right? So if that's your dewormer, right, a capful is almost equivalent to actually about 40 drops. You could take that directly like this. The dewormer is very bitter, right? So that now you take it like this, right? 3 times a day, okay, for a 7-day cycle, and then you stop, okay? And then after, so if you do that in January, February, March, April, May, so every single month you just go through a 7-day cycle of just deworming your physical sector every single month. All right, what's the different ways in which worms can get in the system? Worms can get into your physical structure, yes, living foods and juices, living food and juices, right? Worms get into your system. Probably you go to a public toilet, you sit down on the toilet bowl, right? And then whoops, somebody who had worms there, and you think you go and flush it, and the person just wipe their body and they had larvae, and you touch it, and you scratch your nose, you put your fingers in your mouth, it gets into your physical structure. You go into the soil, you dig in, you have dogs, you have pussycats, and as we said previously, pussycats and dogs does lick their backside after they defecate. So after your dog poo-poo, the dog does the tongue of the dog is the tissue paper of the dog. So the dog does use their tongue as tissue paper. So does the pussycat. It does use their tongues as tissue paper. Cats and dogs are always having worms. So when it is that you actually utilize public facilities, and you have dogs, and you probably in the outside, you in the garden, where animals feces are all around the place, the larvae could actually get into your nostril, your respiratory tract, and when you sneeze or you cough, right, and then you swallow, then the larvae gets into your digestive system and they grow inside of your gastrointestinal tract. All right. What's the best worm at herb? You have the wormwood, you have the semi-contract, you have the bitter bush. All these things, they are extremely good. So even if you have eczema, right, or you have any type of skin infection, you could also use the dewormer on your skin externally. All right, you could wash the face with it to disinfect the face. All right, so it is an antiparasitic also. So eczema, psoriasis, and if it is that you have any of these skin conditions, you get a fresh cut, all these different things there, definitely. And people let the dogs lick them on the face. Of course, so many people let the dogs lick them on the face, when we know that the tissue paper of a dog is the dog's tongue. So the dogs will lick its balls and lick its anus and lick all around its physical structure, right? Just after poo-pooing and all them things, and then the dog will come and kiss the owner, right? So we know that if you deworm your dog, and you have dogs, if you deworm your dog, it's imperative that you actually deworm yourself also. The lines are open, 17584522693. I know it's a while since we have been live with you on YouTube. I know it's been a while since we've been live with you on Calabash TV, on HTS television. So definitely take this moment out to give us a call and let us know exactly how you are doing. So I could just take some dewormer, put in my hands, pass on my face. Excellent. To actually cleanse out and disinfect your face. I've been taking the dewormer for the last 2 days and slowly stopping to itch. I am an eczema sufferer. Yes, so also you could You take the for eczema, you take it internally because it also has serosine, right? But also you could use it on your skin wherever you have been affected. You could use the dewormer directly on the skin, right, to specifically, cleanse out your physical structure, right? So we can avoid worms. The best thing is clean and clearly the system and your pet. Yeah, so you really cannot avoid being exposed to parasites because parasites are all around the place, and we share public space with people who have parasitic infections. So more than likely you will be exposed to some level of parasites, right? So the important thing is to ensure that you clean your system, right, and you clean the system of your pets. So for people with dogs and pussycats, you could also give them the dewormer. One of the very important constituents of the dewormer is what we refer to as the clove. The clove contains eugenol, right? And that now also helps to kill off the larvae and the eggs of the worms, and also it helps to crush up and kill the worm. So when it is that you are literally taking the dewormer, it's not like you're going to be poo-pooing out the worm and the worm will be wiggling out of your anus. Because most people are afraid of taking dewormers because they say they don't want to feel that sensation of the worms wiggling out of the anus, right? So because of the clove in the dewormer, what it does is that it crushes up the worm, kills the worm, so you don't really have to go through that experience of feeling this wiggling. I wouldn't like to feel it at all. I remember as a child, growing up, we used to take worm medicine, and the worm medicine that we used to take would literally cause the worms to wiggle out of your anus. So take a time out and understand that you have to deworm. Dewormer for pets do the same 7-day cycle as humans. Yes, we do the same 7-day cycle as humans based upon the size of the dog, right? So if the dog is like 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds, you could still give it the 40 drops. If it's a smaller dog, then you would give it lesser drops. All right? Give thanks. The lines are open. Give us a call. Ask your questions. Tonight is the night that you could ask the questions that you need. 1-758-452-2693. We are live with you. Oh my, no wiggling worms, give thanks. Yeah, it's not a present. I remember as a child, when we used to take deworming medicine, the worms used to wiggle out. Right? The worms used to wiggle out. Right? Used to wiggle out. And I remember children used to go to the washroom and cry. The teacher used to have to come and take some tissue paper and pull out the worms. So it's not that people don't have worms anymore. It's just that people don't deworm anymore. Yes, caller, blessed. Yes, you can give the dogs the clove itself, but the semi-contour would be even better. Okay? You make a tea with it. So you make a tea about 7 grams of the semi-contour to about half a cup of hot water, and you put a little bit of about a tablespoon of castor oil in, and you give it to the dog or the human being. Very good to deworm them. All right? You're welcome. Give thanks. Blessed love, Honorable. K. Jacobs Charles. Greetings, Honorable. Is there a time period which I should consume the dewormer? Yes. The deworming medicine is not medicines you should take like every single day. That's why I'm saying that you deworm in 7-day cycles. Every month, you take a 7 days out and just use the dewormer. Every month. Okay? I've been taking it for 4 months to get the answer. Amazing. Rastafari love. Yes, you can. It's not that it could overdose you. It's just that it's a very bitter medicine. Right? So apart from taking out worms, what it would also do is regulate your blood sugar levels. So if it is that it will bring down your blood sugar levels also. Alright? So if you're diabetic, it's also very good because of the level of bitterness in the dewormer. So but we recommend that you take it in 7-day cycles. Alright? Give thanks. The lines are open up 452-2693. 452-2693. Tonight is the night whereby We are just answering questions, so type up your questions. Can you take dewormer if you're pregnant? You could take the dewormer if it is you pregnant, if it is that you have a very critical stage of worm infestation. But normally, no bitter herbs should be taken during pregnancy. Alright? It can cause uterine contraction and cause abortion. Galactic Goddess, greetings my Lord, give highly thanks. How do you get rid of rashy spots on the skin? One of the key herbs you could use to get rashes off the skin is the Cassialata, or what they call the king of the forest. You could drink it as a cooling, right? 9, 13, or 21 leaves to 1.5 liters of hot water, or you could use it to bathe. So you scrub your skin with it, you crush it, make the green juices come out and scrub it on your skin. Very effective to take away skin diseases. Yes, it's your night to add. Yes, Danielle Forbes, how is the eye doing? Blessed love. It's your night to ask whatever question that you want to ask. The lines are specifically open, so feel free to ask your questions. All right? So the lines are open. Ask your questions, as it is your night and we don't have a specific topic. So tonight is the night you could ask your questions. Give thanks, Honorable. Is it true that around the full moon is the best time to deworm because parasites are most active then? Well, the full moon does draw out plenty different things, right? But you could also deworm in the new moon. New moon would be good to deworm also, right? Every pet and all creatures does literally be creeping around the full moon because they have more light. Yeah. How can I find your book? The book is available to pre-order on monkelashslew.com. It's pre-order, and the first set of prints gonna be coming out in September. It's going to be a hard copy version, limited copies, so you have to pre-order on monkelashslew.com. Yes, caller, blessed. Give thanks, my brother, for giving thanks. Have you ever used any of our products? Okay, a year or two ago. Okay, all right. So the lump that you feel in your throat, when do you feel it? When you just wake up? And what happens throughout the day? Okay. Okay. We have a product called the Pure Gold. You could utilize that. Do you still consume cheese? Do you still eat cheese? And do you eat bread? Yeah, crackers and bread and them things. Avoid them starchy foods, right? Because these things there would increase your amount of mucus in your structure. And what you could do, you could gargle. You could take some virgin coconut oil, right? Like a tablespoon of it. You warm it up over some steam, all right? And you put it in your mouth and you bring it way to the back of your throat and you gargle it. You understand? This will help to loosen up the mucus from the back of your throat. Very effective. All right? And also you could try some neem. Just you could put some neem tea, 13 leaves to half a cup of hot water. And you could add probably like a half a teaspoon of sea salt, right? And you could gargle it also to the back of your throat. All these things that would actually assist to loose out the neem leaves. Neem, N-E-E-M, neem, the neem bush. All right? So the virgin coconut oil, neem bush, and also you could squeeze some sour orange in some warm water every morning, and you add half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper powder and you drink that. Okay? Love my brother. Give thanks. Good night, honorable caller. Can check his thyroid gland. Yes. Also, you could also check your thyroid. I mean, he said after I was asking him if whatever he feels, but if it is that you also should check your thyroid, because if your thyroid is actually swollen, most people live a swollen thyroid gland, iodine deficiency, or if it is that they have some people have a viral infection in the thyroid also. So these people, you could also check your thyroid gland to see whether the thyroid is swollen. If the thyroid is swollen, it will also put that pressure to the back of the throat. Give thanks, 40 Roses. Who is 40 Roses? Who are you, 40 Roses? Very good point about the thyroid. You are very right. The swollen thyroid gland can also give that kind of effect. What is vertigo and how do you treat it? Vertigo is basically like an imbalance that you feel. It's basically occurs when you have infection in your inner ear, and when you lie down and you get up, you feel that the place spinning around. You could put some ganja oil, cannabis oil, in some castor oil. You warm it over some steam. You test the warmness of it right over the back of your hand that you could tolerate it, and then you put it in both ear and block off your ear. You could also use vervine, 100% vervine extract. That's extremely good for vertigo. Okay, Gertrude Baron. Blessings, bro. Is it wise to add Epsom salt to senna leaves for washout? Not really. Add some virgin castor oil instead of the Epsom salt. New book, or is it the same book? It's a new book. The New Herbal Manual, upgraded edition, hardcover. Definitely available at montkilashslew.com. Pre-order it. montkilashslew.com. What's the best tea for acid reflux? I mean, to deal with acid reflux, it is very important that you stop getting upset. Try your best not to be upset too much. Try your best to control your temper. You could use patchouli, you could use mullein, you could use also bitterbush, you could use your vervine, you could use basil, you could use fennel, you could use ginger. All these herbs, they are good herbs for calming the digestive system. Deborah Brown, how can I get rid of fibroids? We do have a 21-day treatment for fibroids. So you get to our website, montkilashslew.com, and get what you call the female package with the answer. St. John's bush is to regulate periods, or is it? It's St. John's bush regulate the menstrual cycle, and also very good for the nerves. Helps to treat anxiety and depression. Calms you down and puts you in a very good spirit. St. John's bush, yes. Yes, vervine extract for the vertigo. Daniel Forbes is asking, giving thanks for you and your knowledge. I had what appeared as a swelling on my lower right leg. Doctor says it's a lipoma between tissue. What causes this and how should I treat it? A lipoma is a benign tumor of the in your fatty tissue, and it's basically caused by an accumulation of toxic materials. Right, so to treat that, there's a herb called Vevenkawib, or the carpet daisy. You could drink the carpet daisy herb as a tea. It's very effective against lipomas. Jamie Albert, yes bro, from Houston, Texas, had a love. ABJ Consults, blessings, blessed love, honorable. What is the best way to use neem leaf for skin infection? You could use it as a scrub, where you scrub your skin, scrub it on your skin. You could do an ethanoic extract in alcohol and apply it to your skin. You could bathe with it. You could also drink it. 13 leaves to half a cup of hot water. Very effective. Trust Entertainment. Greetings, brother. What's the best herb for seizures? Cannabis. Ganja is the best herbs to combat seizures. Ranzo. Blessed love. What can cause you not to fully empty your bladder? Well, more than likely, if your bladder is not emptying properly and you are over 45-40, then you have to look at for a swollen prostate. Right? So you could use cedar under leaf, you could use Spanish nettle, you could use stinging nettle. These three herbs there specifically, right, to help to make your fluid to flow naturally and freely. All right, so questions. Blessed love. Okay. What's the root cause of eczema? Eczema is basically an immune system disease. It's just your physical structure reaction to certain allergens that gets into the physical structure. All right. So you have to abstain from dairy products and all them different things there if you want to take care of your eczema. What to give kids to deworm? We have a product called a dewormer. All right, you give it to remember, kids are young goats, eh? And if you're talking about young goats or you're talking about children, clarify, please. Yes, so it's your day to ask questions. So ask your questions tonight. Carpet Daisy, can I get that through Monkey Lash, or do you think I can get it here in the US? It will be in countries like Florida, states like Florida. Right? States like Florida, definitely you could get the Carpet Daisy there. Alright? Or you could send us an email, we will get it over to you right away. Alright? So the lines are open. Give us a call, 452-2693. 452-2693. You have about 20 more minutes to go. So we do have time to communicate with you. So don't make it just go down the drain. It's your night tonight to ask all your questions. How do you get rid of corns that's on your toes? You have to stop walking in nasty places barefooted, eh? And then what I do for people, you could use, like, you have to take off the dead skin, eh? The dead skin, and you get the dewormer. The dewormer is very effective. After you take off the dead skin out of the corn, you take the dewormer and you press hard on the area so that it actually enters into the corn until the corn even bleeds, right? And you feel that burning sensation to kill the fungus that is in the corn. Yes, caller, blessed. Blessed love, honorable. Well, a good thing for cooling for children is your cassialata. Right? So you boil like a liter of water, right? And then after the water has boiled, you just add 7 leaves of the cassialata in it. You allow it to cool overnight, and you give it to them to drink throughout the morning until about 11 o'clock. And after 7 days of doing that, yeah, blessed. After 7 days of doing that, you could get one of our colon cleansers, the free up laxative, to actually give them to cleanse out the colon. Can you use a dewormer for eczema? Yes, you can use a dewormer for eczema. You could use it inside and out to rub and to clean out the skin, and also you could use a dewormer on the inside. Wearing comfortable shoes also. Yes, you can. Yeah. Yes, 40 roses. You know how it is. Is your dewormer okay for people with low blood sugar? Yes, it's okay. You know, it's okay. As I said, you take the dewormer in 7-day cycles. 7-day cycles. Yes, caller, blessed. Okay. I'm blessed, my brother. How are you doing? Yes. Well, I mean, all seizures are basically like a short circuiting of your physical structure. Whether it's an epileptic fits, you know, or you have a seizure because you have a tumor in your head or whatever it is, right? Like just recently, we began working with a young child, about 4 to 5 years old, and we've been working with that child for about 6 months, you know. And when we began, the child was having about 20-something seizures every day, you know, and just being on the ganja oil, right? That child have reduced their medications intensely and are only having about 1 or 2 seizures per day, you know. So the cannabis oil, the ganja oil, right, has been proven to be effective for all type of seizures. Now, if it is that you want to use another herb for fits or epilepsy, right? You could use the fitweed, what they call the shadow benny, right? That's why they call it fitweed. That is very good for fits. That also can assist with people with seizures. But the best herb, hand down, is your cannabis, your ganja. Okay? You're welcome. Give thanks. Love, man. How can I cure fish syndromes? You need to do a 21-day program, so send us your complete information, Mr. 305 Luxury. Send us your complete information, do a 21-day program, cleanse, detoxify, boost up your immune system. Definitely, just send us a complete program, your age, the person's height, the person's weight, what are the symptoms, whatever they're going through, and we could put you in a 21-day program to actually benefit. How much is the cannabis oil in store? What would the dosage be to have with seizures? Dosages are relative to people's ages and the number of seizures that you have. And it's a very personal program whereby we would actually be recommending particular dosages as you go along. So you have to build up your tolerance first, and then we could actually boost up or step up or tell you exactly how many drops you have to take. Blessed love caller, give thanks. Go ahead, caller, I'm listening. So, love honorable, how are you doing? Oh, give thanks. Well, osteoporosis is basically a wearing out of your bones, right? And most times it's because of a... Okay, so you could hang up and listen on the TV. All right, blessed. So osteoporosis normally is for people who are menopausal, people who basically, are facing a decline in the amount of estrogen that they have going throughout their physical structure. So if you're going through osteoporosis, it would be very good to balance your hormones. Then it's different than osteoarthritis, which is basically inflammation of your joints. Osteoporosis is when you have probably a lack of calcium sometimes, and you have an increase in calcitonin or calcitriol, which is a hormone secreted by your parathyroid gland that causes your bones to actually break down to literally increase the amount of calcium in your circulation. So use Bladder rack, which is basically very effective for boosting up your calcium level. You could also use sea moss, very effective, and you could use our hormonal balancing herbs like St. John's bush, like Cerasee, like also your vervine and all these herbs there specifically to help with your osteoporosis, right? But you could also just get the female package at Livity on Jeremy Street. That will help you a lot. Any herbs for PCOS? Yes, we have a female package specifically designed for people with PCOS, and also a nutritional guideline that they'll have to follow. Remember that the main topic tonight is that we're talking about the importance of deworming, making sure that you deworm your physical structure. We say that if you have a dog and you deworm that dog once every 3 months, at least you should deworm yourself every month. What's good vegan food or herb good for protein? All foods contain proteins. All enzymes are proteins. So all foods contains enzymes, and all foods contain proteins. All right? Any more questions? We have about 10 more minutes before we seal off. Now is your opportunity to actually ask your questions. No more questions? That's it? All my beautiful callers? That's it? I thought that we'd have had plenty questions. Yes, Honorable Kess Wesmore Harvey, how is the eye? Just joining us here. Right? Blah, blah, blah. What causes hair loss and how to rejuvenate it? Most times hair loss is caused by a decrease in testosterone levels in man, and also an increase in DHT, which is a toxic type of testosterone that builds around the root hairs that literally cause your root hair to die and to just the hair just fall off. Also, you can be caused by thyroid problem. If you have thyroid problem, that could cause it to go bald. Milox. How to cleanse your liver from damage. You could use king of the forest, what they call cassiolata, the best herb to cleanse the liver. What can I do besides chemo for breast cancer? I had 2 treatments and it gave me too many side effects. For cancer, you have to come to St. Lucia, come to the Mount Kailash Rejuvenation Center and do a 21-day program. You could go on mountkailash.com, MOUNTKAILASH slew.com, and it will show you exactly how to book for 21 days. So you book for 21 days, you come in specifically to take care of that cancer. Alright? How to get unwanted fat from the body. You exercise and you don't put it in. You stop eating bad foods and you exercise daily. Give thanks, honorable priests. What types of food do you recommend of consuming if working in a labor-intensive environment? Good food. Good food. So those of you who want to call, the lines are open. Give us a call. You could type in your questions. We have about 10 more minutes before we seal her. So please call. Remember that the Dewormer is available on mountkailash.com. Also at Livity on Jeremy Streets in Castries, St. Lucia. Yes, caller, blessed. Yes, my brother, give thanks. How are you doing? Give thanks. Go ahead. Low blood pressure by increasing your sodium. Alright, so you just increase. Yes. Yes, so what you do, you could use your cayenne pepper powder in a glass of water, right? You could increase your level of sodium by just probably putting some baking soda in a glass of water, and then you drink that. You could use also dandelion. You could use also stinging nettle, and you could also just boost up your iron. Utilize the herb called red raspberry, and all them things that could help to regulate your blood pressure. Okay. You're welcome, my brother. Okay, I'm gonna pin the website Diamond Kush. Diamond Kush, you were supposed to come to visit. I never heard from you. I told you that I will take care of you. All you have to do is just book your flight. And all you do is give a little contribution, but we never heard from you. So I'm going to pin the website for you. mountkailash.com. That's the website where you could order the dewormer. So get your dewormer, to make sure that you actually deworming. Remember, deworming is like a seven-day ritual every month. 7-day ritual every month. Because I do the products, I always use these products. I just use them continually. I have lost 80% in my right ear and I've lost 40% in my left ear. Yes, caller, blessed. Yes, blessed love, my sister. How are you doing? Yeah, blessed love, pre-scale lash hair. Well, you could use dandelion, which is very effective. You could use stinging nettle. Yes, you can listen to the TV, yes. I was saying that you could use dandelion, which is very high in potassium. You could also use parsley juice, which is a natural diuretic. You could also use Spanish needle, which is a natural diuretic, what they call zebazedri. You could also use stinging nettle, which is also a natural diuretic. You could also use seed on the leaf, what they call guenabafe. It is also very good to reduce your blood pressure levels. Also, stop eating too much bread. Right? Bread, sodium-rich foods, too much salt. Okay? So that will cause your blood pressure to always be too high. My friend is pregnant but is very sick and is in her early stages. She's presently on vacation. but have to return to work next week. She's spitting uncontrollably and has a face-to-face job. But tell your friend to give us a contact. Check us at info@monkey-2.com. We'll definitely be able to assist her. Alright? Yes, the oil is available to be shipped. Okay. Alright, so we are running out of time tonight. Right now we have about 8 more minutes. So we could take about 8 more questions, a question per minute. So you could take a time out and ask us a question, give us a call. Let us know how you are doing. Yes. Don't be shy. You know we are on this and in this thing together. So if you have worms, definitely get a dewormer. Much thanks for your help. Is there a way to reverse brain damage caused by neurotoxins, antipsychotic medication, and help brain equilibrium? Ganja. Right? But you have to be guided in how to use it. Not about just smoking. You have to be guided how to use it. Yes, callers, the lines are open up. It's your moment to give us a call. The website is pinned at monkey-2.com. For those of you who definitely want to give us a call or send an email, check our website. Yes, caller, blessed. Yes, I'm blessed. What about you? Yes. Well, it will be coming from your stomach. That metallic taste will coming from your stomach. So definitely you need to detoxify and cleanse out yourself. Alright? So you need to go on some cassia lata, right? And for 7 days, and afterwards take a free laxative. Okay? Oh, I have not received that message. I have to check. Okay, I will make sure that I remind Honorable Empress Crystal about it. I'm sure she's watching. Miss Livity, remember to. Yes, my sister. How's your son? Is he good? Okay, she's gone already. Yes, sweet little island girl. Blessed love, give thanks. What's best for clot blood? Use turmeric. Turmeric is very good. Turmeric and bay leaf, very good. Yes, caller, blessed, give thanks. Same to the eye. Well, for the whole monkeypox thing, I mean, it's not a, I mean, it's something that they call monkeypox, but it's the same kind of, virus. So you need your antivirals, so we have the answer already, which has been very effective for the COVID, the answer. So if you don't have your answer yet, get your answer. So just keep on the answer and just practice good sanitary thing. Wash your hands after you go to certain places, So even as you saw, when I came here, I took my answer, I put in my hands and I make sure I pass some answer in my hands, especially my fingertips. Because normally I just always touch my face, touch my nose, and them things. That's why I should make sure your hands are clean. And make sure that the surfaces that you touch are clean. You could also use the dewormer to actually clean yourself if it is that you have the monkeypox. But also, you have the bitter bush, which you call a zebapic. That's a very potent antiviral drug. Very, very potent. Herb, zebapic, excellent. Okay? Well, I mean, it is something that we have spoken to many of the ministers of health and even the CMO the last time that we had a meeting, we mentioned the fact that St. Lucia is one of the only countries that has an allied health council that recognizes herbalists and recognizes acupuncturists and different things there, in that sense that they have to register every year. In fact, I even was reluctant to re-register, because at the end of the day, you register and you have to pay money every year to certify as a herbalist or acupuncturist, and yet still you are not allowed to practice within the hospital. So the same way that medical doctors have offices in the hospital, the same way that you're supposed to have an acupuncturist, a massage therapist, a herbalist, and all these things, they are things that are supposed to be available for every single person. So yes, it is something I have mentioned, but it is for people like yourself to keep on speaking about it and bringing it up to the people that you vote for, that they could actually begin to implement these things there quickly. Alright? Give thanks. Love my brother. Give thanks. Yes, so we have 2 minutes. We have time for just one more call. Yes, the free up laxative is the same Colax, right? It's just that we have rebranded it, so it's even better, right? So get on the website monkey-slew.com, monkey-slew.com. Okay. Yes, so give thanks. Remember that the Dewormer is available on monkey-slew.com and also at Livity on Jeremy Street. Get your Dewormer. Don't wait until the parasites start to come out of your body or anus and start to poop out eggs around your anus, and you have to scratch and then put your hand on your mouth. Yes, caller, blessed. Oh, it means that caller. Sorry, caller, I had to finish my sentence before I let you in. So give thanks for life and a mighty life giver, definitely. And I'm saying that don't wait until that your worm infection is so bad that you fall so sick that you can't eat and you get thin like a little one, or you always itching or scratching your backside and them type of things, always grinding your teeth, always have fever, always have anemia, all them things are because the worms eat most of your food. Take a time out and just deworm yourself. Very important. Very, very, very important. It is now 10 o'clock. I heard the phone ring, so I don't know what happened, but it is now 10 o'clock. So give thanks for all those of you who joined us this evening. Remember that the Dewormer is available at Livity on Jeremy Street, or also available on our website, monkey-slew.com. And remember the answer to boost up the immune system also. So you want to boost up the immune system, get your answer. The answer what? The answer who? The answer boost your immunity for true. Allergies, asthma, stomach pain, flu. The answer boosts your immunity for true. So definitely remember to get all these things there at Livity and also on our website. Deworm yourself. Don't wait until the worms take over your physical structure. The same way you deworm your dog once every 3 months, take a time out and deworm yourself. Every 7 days, go through a bottle of the Dewormer to deworm and cleanse out yourself. Give thanks again for all of you who joined us this evening, as we had an open mic that you could have asked your questions and I could have given you an answer. Heart of love, wholehearted love, blessed love, blessed.